Hi there, this is Prague Talk, a podcast from Radio Prague International. My name is Ian Willoughby. My guest this time out is Jerina Sykora, who comes from Caracas in Venezuela. Her unusual name comes from her Czech grandmother Jiřina, who fled to the South American state because of the 1948 communist takeover of Czechoslovakia. And years later, Jiřina herself fled in the other direction. Among millions of people who have quit Venezuela due to its political turmoil, she and her family have resettled in Czechia under a government repatriation scheme. Their story is the focus of Volver a Volver, a documentary that will get its world premiere at the One World Festival in Prague next week. And Jerina Sykora is my guest right now in this edition of Prague Talk. Jiřina, when and why did your family leave Czechoslovakia?
Because the communists. Yeah, after the Second World War, my grandmother, she lost her husband and she had 3 kids. And because the political situation in the Czech Republic at that time, she has a brother in Venezuela that called her and said to her that he's going to, to help her with the kids. And Venezuela at that moment was a beautiful country, free country, full of opportunities. And he told to my grandma that it's time to go to Venezuela. Yeah.
It sounds like she was in a tough situation.
Yes. She arrived alone, with 3 kids, I think in 1957. Yeah. And when she arrived to Venezuela, she lived with her brother, a few months. And she starts working at the lamp shop and then in an art shop. And, very difficult because she doesn't know the language, Spanish language. So it was very, very difficult for her. But, well, she could make it.
Obviously, your family gave you this kind of Czech name. How Czech was your upbringing? Did you hear Czech spoken at home, for example? Did you follow Czech traditions?
Yes, we have Czech traditions, and my father never talked to us in Czech. My grandma came every Sunday to take lunch and to spend the day with us. And my mom cooked Czech food, traditional Czech food, and she spent all the day with us and with my other uncles. My father has 2 siblings. So after lunch, they go to the living room and starting to speak Czech. But I don't understand anything. Few words, maybe numbers, maybe a baby song, something like that. But I don't know why my father never talked to us in Czech. Yes, we have at that time traditional Czech. We maintain these traditional and customs, Czech custom at home. For example, painting, in Easter, painting the eggs, in Christmas, making these traditional cookies. My mom learned to cook very, very good the Czech food, delicious. She may make dumplings and she made sometimes duck. Yeah, traditional food. So, yeah, and they are the Venezuelan, this own Venezuelan association, Venezuelan Czech Association. And my uncle is a member of the Venezuelan Association. And every month we go there and, spend all the time and see a movie, a specific Czech movie.
And why did you and your family decide that you had to leave Venezuela?
Wow. It was the same point or motive that my grandmother has, because the political situation in Venezuela, there was no democracy for us. The government started to hunting students, and the protest, was very, very, very common and hard. And then the light and the water and the basic food, it was very, very hard to find. So most of these factors was the reason that we take the decision to go out.
I know you went on protests yourself. What kind of things did you see when you were demonstrating?
Oh, wow. People running, a lot of shots, a lot of, I don't know how to say, lacrimogen gas.
Tear gas.
You have to run because the people, the government, the soldiers are coming and try to catch you. So yeah, it was very, very hard moments for me and for my family.
And you say in the film that you saw young people being shot down.
Yeah, yeah, very, very shock moment. That was the last protest that I that I go because I was so scared. Yeah.
And your family were also affected by violent crime in Venezuela.
Yes, yes. My son and my husband. I think this is the bottom, that make us to take that decision. They tried to kidnap my husband, and in a traffic light, to my son, they tried to not kill him, but try to take the phone. It was not safe, okay, and that's the reason that one of the reason that we take that decision to go out.
It must have been incredibly stressful to live in those circumstances.
Yes. Yes, and well, it's very hard because right now my parents live there and it's very, very stressful to all of us. Yeah, we are seven siblings and all of us are out of Venezuela.
You came to Czechia under a government repatriation program for ethnic Czechs facing violent conflict in various parts of the world. How did you learn about that program?
Because my uncle is member of this Czech Venezuelan Association. We doesn't have embassy there, okay, Czech embassy. The embassy is in Bogota, in Colombia, so we have to wait the visit of the Czech consul twice a year. And in one of that visit, they offer us the program. So my uncle called me and said, Jirina, I know that you are looking, opportunities and ways to go out. We have this program, and he explained to me which steps I have to follow, and well, we did it.
If I understand it correctly, under this program, the government covers your flight tickets, puts you up in a hotel for a few months, and then pays you rent for 3 months.
Yes, we arrived in the like a ministry hotel special for this program, and the program, yeah, I help us first of all with the papers, with the Czech papers for my kids, so they are national Czech nationals too. And then one of the benefits of the program was that retribute the what you spend in the flight tickets, and to help you here to have an apartment, a home, and then you by yourself you have to fund the job. So that's what happened. Yeah. So it's very, very good. It's a positive point.
I actually wanted to ask you this. How do you feel about the fact that Czechia helped your family in this way?
Grateful that this country opened, I'm going to say open the heart and open his arms to help us, okay? Arriving here, it's, at the beginning, it was very, very difficult because the culture, the language, the different kind of view, but we are so happy here. We are so happy in this free country. We have, right now, we are stable. And yes, I'm so grateful with this opportunity that the government gave us in that time.
In the film, your family are all very positive, but still, what were the hardest things for you and your kids to get used to here in Czechia?
First of all, the language, the Czech language, because as I told you, my father never talked to us in Czech. The weather, Venezuela has tropical weather. And here, yeah, we came at the end of August, and nearly we have, autumn and winter. So we doesn't have coats and doesn't have sweaters and hats. So we have to buy it. And the job, we doesn't have job.
That was my next question, actually. What kind of work did you find?
First of all, we have to prepare, a new CV, okay? Because it was different in Europe than in Latin America. So different ONG here help us really helped us to make a CV. And we spent 9 months, in my case, 9 months to find a job. Okay. First of all, I work in a little brigada that you call brigada in a food fair, kind of festivals, little festivals around Prague, around Czechia. Then I was the opportunity to enter in a factory. I made, manual labor. A few months later, I start in a company, multinational company that gave me the opportunity to work in the administration, yeah. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm working in a multinational company, and I'm stable. The salary is okay, so you know that you can see the difference between the factory. So you see, the progress, and it's okay, super.
But at home, your husband was a lawyer and you yourself were a dentist.
Yes, we can work in our professions. I'm a dentist. Yes, my husband is a lawyer, and right now he's in administration too. He's working at the multinational company. One plus is that we know English. So here, knowing English in Prague, it's a little bit easier to find a job, a good job. He was a lawyer, and he begins here in a factory. 2 years or 3 years, maybe. He was working there. It was very hard because it was very far from Prague. So he has to wake very earlier in the morning. And he came very, very tired. And he was the last one that could find a good job. My son was the first one, and then my daughter, then me, and my husband was the last one. But right now we are okay.
Is there a Venezuelan community here in Czechia?
Yes, yes, they are. A lot of them came with the same program than me. When I arrived here, 8 families was there in the hotel. Yeah. And I think that 20 or 25 families came with the program. And right now, I'm part of the NGO called La Casa Venezolana. We try, to find these Venezuelan people and to maintain the traditions and the customs and help them to integrate to the Czech community. There are 2 Venezuelan restaurants in Prague, Arepas de Lina and Areparna. And we do a lot of events there, different events there for the community.
How closely do you follow what's happening in Venezuela today? You say your parents are still there, so obviously you still have close connections.
Yes, well, I don't like to talk a lot about it, okay? But because that was, the reason that I have to go out. But it's very difficult to not think about Venezuela right now. My parents are there, and every week that I can talk with them, the communication, the internet, it's not okay. So we have to call several times in a short period. The light and the water, they're not okay right now. But I don't know. I don't know.
Did your parents also consider leaving and coming here?
My father has 86 years old, and he said, "What I'm going to do there? I don't want to disturb you. I don't have a own home." So I understand his position and my mother position, because right now he is working. Yeah, a very, very good health, and he's still working. So he has, this comfort zone there. Their siblings are alive, and they are living there, okay, in Venezuela right now. But the second and the third generation are out of Venezuela. So for them, it's very difficult too, because they have, to travel each year, or when they can travel and visit their sons and their daughters.
And I guess you can't visit them.
No, no. Right now it's not secure for us. And here there are no Venezuelan embassy. We have to travel to Berlin. I don't have Venezuelan passport. Okay, right now. So it's not possible to go there right now.
Did you lose your Venezuelan passports when you joined the Czech program?
No, they expire living here, okay? But it's very expensive to get one new. And I have, to organize and to go to Berlin and make the appointment by internet. And not every time the system, the Venezuela system, is working. So it's not easy to get a new passport. So the passport that I have is the Czech passport because I'm Czech citizen and I'm proud of that.
I know it's a very tough question, but do you have hope for the future? Do you see any light on the horizon?
Well, my future, I don't know, okay? Because my present is here right now and this moment, okay? But I'm very, very happy living here, okay? Because I hope that, I don't know, in the future, the free country and the security and this kind of quality life, okay, is going to, to maintain in the years. So right now, the important thing is that my family is still together, still strong. My daughter is not here with us, but but we see her often, and
she's in Spain.
She's living in Spain. Yeah. She's living in Spain, and we tried, to see each other often. But I don't know what's going to happen in the future.
Well, Jiřina, I hope things work out as well as they possibly can for you and for your family.
Thank you very much, Ian. Thank you. Thank you very much, and thank you very much for the opportunity to share a little bit of us.
And I was talking to Jerina Sykora remotely from her home in Kladno near Prague in March 2025 for this edition of Prague Talk. Volver, the documentary about her and her family, is well worth checking out if you get the chance. Also worth checking out if you're new to this podcast from Radio Prague International are the scores of earlier editions that are available for your listening pleasure. Why not give them a go and subscribe wherever you get podcasts. But for now, that's all from me, Ian Willoughby. Thank you so much indeed for listening to Prague Talk, and talk to you again very soon.